Good morning, everyone. It's me, Jessica, your health fitness program manager from McLean, and I'm coming to you from my favorite closet here on campus with today's, well, technically tomorrow's strength and mobility class. So let's go ahead and get started with March. I have a variety of equipment around me today. I'm going to use the step. You do not have to use a step. Um, Today it will be used during the workout um, for some chest press action, for some tricep work. I like to be able to lift myself up so that there's a little bit more range of motion available for the elbows, for depression of the elbows, and also in the tricep overhead skull crusher or French press that we're going to get on. Right, you can stay in one place, but you can also move forwards and backwards. If you have an aerobic step, perhaps you're using that to help you with your warm up. If so, make sure you're bringing your full foot on the box. Maybe there's just a lifted space in your home, or a Bosu ball would also work out for at least one of the moves we're going to do with our feet lifted. Your couch or a chair are also options. Well, let's keep some sort of march move going for a couple more breaths. Try to really draw your core in. Have those arms moving. When can you bring a smile to your face? Already doing great. 10 more seconds in. I love an aerobic step, especially if you do find that you're limited in space. Such a great way to get a workout in pretty much anywhere. You don't really have to move that much, but you're going to get in a lot of movement. Deep thoughts, they have lots of different varieties available on the interwebs that are also not name brand. Great. Let's go ahead, open legs nice and wide. I want you to just bend one knee, send your glutes towards the wall behind you, and then lift yourself up, bend the other knee, straighten the opposite leg. Just starting to bring some stretches towards the inner thigh, towards the hamstrings, the glutes, depending on how tight you're feeling today. We're hinging here from the hips. So as I come down and send my glutes back, I'm enjoying as flat of a back as possible, not rounding myself on the way down. You can think of this as a little bit of a practice for the Romanian deadlifts that we're going to get a little bit later. Let's get one more to each side. Awesome. Step those feet back together. Inhale your arms all the way up overhead, and then exhale, just bring them back down by your side. Two more times. Bend your knees. Inhale your arms all the way up. Exhale, relax them down. Once more. Bend your knees. Inhale them up. Keep your left arm high to the sky. Relax your right hand down. Reach your right hand fingers all the way to the floor. Draw your left shoulder back a little bit. Draw your belly in. Take a little push of your hips to the left. Someone needs to check their shirt. And it's me. On your inhale, lift yourself up. On your exhale, bring the other hand down. Press your feet into the floor. Squeeze your glutes. Find that little bit of external rotation from your hips. You need to just practice also. When you externally rotate from your hips, it's also going to engage your glutes. It's going to bring your pelvis under just a little bit. Such an easy little trick. Inhale yourself back up. Exhale, relax your arms out wide. Let's just rotate gently side to side. Woo! I say gently, but I am so tired. And then just let your arms swing a little bit more. I feel that in the upper back. Did you? Awesome. Go ahead, grab a quick sip of water if you want. Before we get started, we're starting off with some biceps and with some shoulders. I'm going to use the Dyna Bar today, one of these fantastic super long bars that's weighted. I've been asked about them. But if you don't have a Dyna Bar at home, you can do this safe workout with just dumbbells or being creative. Okay. We're sticking with this new idea that there's going to be a minute for each activity. You can keep marching just to move while I tell you what's happening. Minute for each activity. If you want extra breaks, you take those extra breaks. So maybe you're getting 40 seconds of work. Maybe you're taking 20 seconds of rest. Maybe you don't want that whole 20 seconds of rest. Um, yeah, first move is going to be bicep curls. So go ahead, grab the weight that you are going to use. Second move is going to be a shoulder press. And remember, as always, we want to use good form. So even though I'm using I don't know, I'm not really using the heaviest of Dyna bars, I will say. Let's get started. 3, 2, 1, begin. Elbows close by your side. Right. I'm not really using the heaviest of Dyna bars, but I found that when I was using a heavier Dyna bar, that each time I made a movement, there was a lot of rolling and twinking and whatnot from the wrists. So to be smart and safe for the body, switch to a slightly lighter weight. Make sure you're not locking your knees out. Maybe that means that there's a slightly staggered stance for you. Maybe your feet are side by side. Remember, you can always come down to the floor in kneeling if you're finding that your center of gravity is a challenge. So we're focusing on the biceps. Awesome. 20 seconds of rest if you want them, or we can keep going. The next move, we're going to flip our grip starting at the shoulders, pressing up overhead, and then bringing the weight down. You might want to switch to a heavier weight. We've got 4 times through. Exhale, press up. Inhale, bring it back down. So again, no bending your knees. Draw your belly in. I'm sorry, no locking your knees. Draw your belly in. I encourage you to get some engagement in your thighs so you can still find that external rotation, which also can give you the sensation of your kneecap just kind of engaged but floating as opposed to jammed back. And if that's confusing at all, reach out. Let's talk about it. Let's get on a video chat and figure it out. Now, you also want to make sure while you're pressing these weights that we're using the shoulders. 20 seconds of optional break if you want, not like, woo, not using your back to make it happen. Have your glutes just stay pretty quiet. We've got 8 seconds left, and then we've got to flip our grip. Actually, you can do your bicep curls with your palms in this direction as well. Might be a little bit more challenging to get that bicep curl with your overhand grip. Works your forearms in a slightly different way. You might have to use a lighter weight than you normally would. But we're doing bicep curls right now if you had not started. So keeping those elbows close by your side, chest lifted, shoulders down and back, maybe re-roll them back. Ooh. For 3, 2, optional break right here. I'm going to take the break this time. And then we're going to come back to the overhead press. So if you switch your grip to do traditional bicep curls, hands palms back on top or palms facing in towards you. Bring your weight up to your chest and shoulders. Belly pulled in, pelvis tucked under. Here we go. Exhale on the challenging part. What's on my arm, you say? My arm is feeling sore because someone's been working out a lot more lately. It's me, Jessica. So I put on one of these gentle pain relieving patches to help me fall asleep last night. And they worked for 6 to 8 hours. So let it keep doing its magic, I say. All right, your break is coming up. If you want the rest at 40 seconds, otherwise you can keep going for these last 20 seconds. And then we're going to come back to bicep. Keep breathing. We're almost there. 5 more seconds of shoulder press if you choose to take them. And then carefully release down back to your bicep curls, which can still be with the palm facing up if you choose. I'm going to keep that palm facing up. You continue to find a full range of motion. We're more than halfway through this circuit. You got it. Remember, you don't have to use this Dyna Bar if you just have hand weights at home. Oh, I gotta take the rest this time. It's absolutely an option to be doing this with dumbbells. Let's get that shoulder press again in 10 seconds. I'm gonna come back to the bicep curls and shoulder press. So that's okay too. You can take a break if, when, slash, as you need. If you need a break before we get to the 40 seconds, I'm also gonna come to a nice wider press. Why not? Let's try something a little different. It's almost like a lat pull down. It turns out I didn't like it. And I'm bringing my hands back a little bit closer. Optional break is coming up literally right now. Otherwise, you can keep going. We got one more round. We're going to take that break right now. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Last round of bicep curls for the day, unless you decide you would like to restart this video. And there are some days where I will restart a video. Be like, nope, I didn't feel it enough. I didn't use a heavy enough weight. I didn't engage my muscles as much as I should. Let me go back through and do that again. Just let that first time through be the warm up is absolutely something you can do as well. Playing with your time under tension during these bicep curls, you can be taking your break. Also makes a big difference. Maybe you go down really slow and lift up fast. And I'm sorry I forgot to say that earlier, but it's early, so I just forgot to say it. Awesome. Set yourself up. Let's get ready for these last rounds of shoulder presses right now. Last 10 or 30 seconds, depending on how much challenge you're bringing to the day. Optional to end right here at 40 seconds, or we can keep going together. Got just about 10 more from right now. Remember, with challenge comes change. You got to push yourself to make a difference, even if it's one more rep. We did it. Awesome. I'm going to put that weight down. I encourage you to do the same. Let's grab a quick little sip squeeze of some literally high quality H2O, I hope. Let me tell you what's coming up for round 2. Round 2, we're going to focus on some lower body. You know what? Let's get started standing. We've got some weighted hip thrusters that we're going to do on the ground. So I'm going to place my mat in front of the box. That's baby's first rodeo. Okay, great. Well, let's take a moment though for a little bit of mobility. So once again, just crossing your arms over each other, squeezing your shoulder blades together. And then let's bang the drum. So arms are just going to go with your body. Just rotate side to side. You can get a nice little squeeze in the upper back as shoulders rotate in each direction. We're going to come to some stillness back towards the front. Awesome. Roll your shoulders down and back, and then stretch your fingers all the way down to the floor. A little decompression of your shoulders. Think about like if your go-go gadget arms were going to extend and fingers are actually going to touch down towards the floor. Great, nice stretch in the biceps right now too. And release. All right. Next up, we've got our Romanian deadlift, or maybe you're going for a little bit more of a good morning feel of things. My hamstrings are real tight. I'm gonna bring a heavier weight to the floor to attempt to lift up and use during the hip thrusters. I'm gonna use a lighter weight to begin with for our Romanian deadlifts. So feet are about hips width distance apart. You can bend your knees. Think towards painting down your thighs as your glutes come back behind you, squeezing your glutes. So we've got two hip thruster-ish moves happening one after the other. Shoulders stay down and back. You can come down with your legs straight and still be painting down your thighs, or you can come down with that bending your knees. But either way, you're sticking your butt back behind you. You are not bringing your knees forward to let your heels lift. You're reaching your butt like you're trying to touch the wall behind you. Does that make sense? With a nice hinge from your hips. If you have any trouble with it, please come talk to us. Send me an email. Make a comment. Like, let's get on a video chat and make sure that your form's good. We're starting again. It's another 8-round circuit in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Awesome. So holding on to your weights, whether it's dumbbells or a Dyna Bar, finding that hinge so that you feel a little engagement in your glutes, a little stretch in your hamstrings, and then drive it back forward. We got 4 rounds. Ooh. So you can also like play a little bit with your foot placement. Round 1, let's keep our heels invisible behind the toes. So maybe even like glance down for a moment and make sure that that is happening, that your heels are invisible behind your toes. You got lots of weight in your heels and you're just hinging at the hips. And you can like spread, you can take your 20-second break. You can spread your glutes behind you, or you can keep going. We're going to need to get down on the floor, so be mindful of that. I'm going to safely put my weight down towards the mat and get down to the floor. Heels are coming up on top of the box. If you don't have a box, just press your heels to the floor. Not fast enough. All right, and then we've got some hip thrusters from here. So shoulders stay on the mat. Exhale, squeeze your glutes, thrust your hips. Oh my God, inhale, slowly lower down. I am so sore. What I'd like to tell you is slow, 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 slow on the way down. And as soon as glutes touch, you press yourself back up. But I don't know if I've got slack today. I'm going to do my best. Because maybe we just get that 40 seconds of work. Maybe we get that full minute of work. Awesome. I'm just going to go with the 40 seconds of work. But this is your workout. So I encourage you to go with that full minute of work. Make your way back to your feet as you can. We've got those Romanian deadlifts again. Okay, you ready? Woo! Begin. So same thing, just that hinge from the hips. Your chin is neutral to your chest. So like there's a grapefruit underneath of your chin, giving you some space. And there's so much length through the crown of your head. Oh yeah, we talked about feet. Maybe you slightly turn your toes out. It's just gonna feel a little different. If it doesn't feel good, don't do it. You can bring your feet back to that number 11. But if it like made your form feel weird, stop. Oh, you can keep going for these 20 seconds, or you can make your way down to the floor. Eventually, we're all going to make our way down to the floor. I'm going to make my way now with a slightly lighter weight. Sorry, 24 pounds. All right, heels are digging into the floor, toes are lifted. That way we're really still getting into those hamstrings and the glutes. Can you stay up for the full length of your exhale too? So not just lifting and lower immediately. Stay driven at the top and then that slow release towards the floor. Explosive drive to the top. Oh my gosh. You got it. You got it. Keep going. Oh, or take a break. I'm going to take that break. Make my way to my feet. Halfway through. Let's do those Romanian deadlifts. Oh my gosh. This workout is hilarious, everyone. Here we go. Those are my shoes. Remember, if you need to take another break, if you're just like so tired, if your muscles are just, take a couple seconds, take a break. Remember, we have these optional 20 seconds at the end. You can always make up if you feel like you could have done more. Let's just think of it that way. Here's that 40 seconds in. If you want to take that extra break, you take it. I know this transition's a little bit harder, so we do have to get to the floor. You have 10 seconds to get there before round 3 of these hip thrusters begin. 3, 2, here we go. Great work. I hope you're still breathing nice and loud wherever it is you're making this workout happen. We got about 10 seconds left, and then only one more time through. Then we get to do some more upper body work, and I've never been so excited for upper body work. Optional 20 seconds of rest. Make your way to your feet when you are ready. We did it. We made our way to our feet. We start in 5 seconds. 3, 2, pull your belly in because there's a hinge. Send those glutes back behind you and find that squeeze, that extra little pelvis press at the very top. I really hope you're feeling your glutes by the end of this workout. Pardon me. Here we go. Awesome. Nice. Make our way to the floor one more time. Okay, the last of the hip thrusters. Ready? Here we go. Is anyone else smiling because this is the last round? Oh, is anyone else sad inside because summer is ending? As much as I'm looking forward to turning off the window AC unit, which is just endlessly loud. I love all of the sunshine. Oh, I'm gonna miss the sunshine and the sun being up in the morning and leaving the office and the sun being up. Oh well. All right, so you can keep going. I can commit to at least 3 more right here, or you can take the break. We're going to hang out on the floor though. Let's get a little stretch down on the floor before we get up. All right, yay. Move your weights to the side. Go ahead, draw your knees into your chest. Maybe roll a little side to side. Try to create some length in your spine, getting as much of your spine on the floor. Stretch to the crown of your head. Press the back of your head to the mat. Give yourself double or triple chins here, like you're looking down for your mustard stains on your shirt. Oh no. Shoulders away from your ears, elbows stretched down towards your hips. And maybe it's just like one vertebrae at a time. Think towards like moving down your spine from the crown of your head all the way to your sacrum. And even if it's just for a second, each part of your back, you can exhale and press into the mat. One more big inhale. And then exhale, release the feet to the floor. Floor feels a little too far. Well, let's take a little windshield wipe of our legs, left and right, left and right. Awesome. This next round is going to be on top of the box. On top of the box. I'm moving around ridiculously poorly for a class that also has mobility in the name. So thank you all for bearing with me. Let's set this box up this time to get on top of the box so we can get some depression of the elbows. Beautiful sounds. You're going to want some space on the sides as well, especially if you're using the Dyna Bar, because we do have a chest press happening. Let me make sure you can see me. All right, so this is our longest round yet, but we're so warmed up, we're so ready for it, and we're basically done when we're done. So that's fantastic. Oh my God. Okay. So I'm going to add some extra rounds to our timer so we can still get 4 rounds in. First move is a chest press. And you might need more than one weight for this circuit. Go ahead, sit down on the box if you're using a box. Remember, you don't have to be using a box. Back down on whatever surface you're using, head relaxed on whatever surface that you're using. And we're just going to go for a chest press right here. You can make your chest press really wide if you want to, or I like that nice narrow chest press, hands palms about shoulder with distance apart, especially if you're using this Dyna Bar. Let's go ahead and just do it in 3, 2. Okay, there we go. So just exhale, press up towards the sky. Inhale, lower things down. I wish I brought a heavier weight over. So there's a couple rounds. So you can always grab it again later. If you want a little bit more challenge right here, we are going to add some abs in later. You can also just come to dead bug and start practicing pressing your lower back down to the floor because it might be trying to arch off of the mat. So keep it down on the floor. You can keep going for these 20 seconds. Let me show you what's coming up next. We've got a little either French press. So just with your hands palms to the sky, bending your elbows and bringing the bar towards your forehead. Or if you want a little bit more challenge, creating an angle with your arms and giving yourself a skull crusher. And likely you'll need to walk your hands in a teeny bit, palms facing up towards the sky if you're using a bar. Palms can face in towards each other if you're using dumbbells. And then again, if you wanted to, you could always bring your legs into tabletop. But while we're focusing on the triceps, especially If your weight is kind of heavy, you might appreciate having your feet on the floor, engage your core, lower back on the mat. Awesome. You can keep going for these 20 seconds or hands palms back up to the sky. The next move is going to be legs up towards the sky. You can keep your head on the floor, or for a real challenge, lift your shoulders up off of the mat, and then one leg at a time is going to drop down. Looks like I don't have a lot of room, so I'm going to have to go with some bent knees, just dropping one knee down at a time. Maybe I can bend the knee and tap it down. But yes, the more that your upper body is off of the, the mat, the more challenging it's going to be. Losing out a bit on this full range of motion I was looking forward to, by actually finding myself tapping my toes to the wall. Woo! It's hard with those shoulders lifted. Head on the floor can be a little bit easier. If one leg passing the other is hard, go ahead and do one leg at a time. Optional 20 seconds of rest. And then we're coming back to the chest press. If your back is feeling tired, keep your feet on the floor. Ready for your chest press? Let's do it. Now I'm finding this weight to be just right. Very Goldilocks. As we're coming in close towards the end of today's workout. Awesome. You can take that break, or you can keep going. Next up is going to be those triceps again. Are you ready? Start in 8 seconds. I could take a nap right here, y'all. All right, so remember, hands, thumbs are either right here above the chest, and you're bending at the elbows, and you probably need to walk your hands in a little bit, and and the weight's maybe like coming to your head, or you have that 45-degree angle, and the weight is coming to the top of your head, or top of the head. Ooh, how you doing? Are you still just going? That's all that matters. Oh, what are you thinking about right now? I just take a break if you want it. I just thought about coffee, that we're mere minutes away from being able to treat ourselves to some coffee. Send your arms back up towards the sky. Send your legs up towards the sky. Lower back stays down on the floor. You can lift your chest and shoulders and then scissor those legs. Or if you wanted, I don't have room, but you could flutter those legs. I wanted to flutter those legs. Ooh, lower. That is some work. Now I'm almost glad I don't have room, but if you have room, I just want to make sure you know that is an option. And if you don't like your straight legs to the sky, remember you can be doing this same thing with bent knees if that's what's right for your body today. And you can keep your head on the floor if that's what's right for your body today and where your abs are at. Because you need to meet yourself where you're feeling good. All right, optional break. I'm going to take it 2 more times through. Anyone remember the first move? Just kidding, it's the chest press. All right, lower back to the floor. Maybe your hands come a little bit wider from where you were doing your triceps. Find that press. Make sure your chin's not jutting up towards the ceiling. I know after we took that break, I noticed mine was. So we still have that grapefruit size space, like you're holding your grapefruit at your throat. Keep practicing drawing your belly button back towards your spine and finding that good bracing of the core. We were going to do planks. We were going to do planks. We ran out of time. Remember, you can keep going where you have this optional 20 seconds of rest. And then next up, we've got those triceps. Awesome. Triceps. So walk those hands in gently. Keeping your elbows right where they are. So your elbows aren't winging out. Same distance between the inner arms, between the upper arms. Nice. You can take that break or keep going. You're going to keep going. Feeling so delightfully engaged, getting a good little tremble on here. Next up, we've got those abs. So arms are going to stay high to the sky. Arms stay high to the sky, low back to the floor. Legs are lifted, optional lifting of your head. And then finding that scissor one at a time, or finding that flutter. You can make your flutter high. You can flutter low. More than halfway if you're taking the 40 seconds. Otherwise, we're a third of the way through. Woo! It's not all or nothing. What can you do today? Maybe you challenge yourself for a couple breaths to the hardest move for you, and then maybe you ease up. Can you just keep going is the question. So it's okay to have your head on the floor. It's okay to move one leg at a time. Maybe you're still enjoying that really big wide leg scissor. Maybe that's just not working for you anymore. Fine. You keep working for you. Woo! Back to the chest press one last time, last round through. Oh, lost my earbud. Nice. Optional 20 seconds of rest. We've got triceps. Hands to the sky, shoulders away from your ears, low back press down to the mat, belly nice and tight. Set yourself up for success, and then begin. Did you walk your hands palms in a little bit from when you did your chest press? Just a gentle reminder, you probably need to a little. Keep your hands in line with your elbows here, keeping your elbows from winging out. That's one of the benefits of using this Dyna Bar as opposed to using weights, especially as you get tired. It's going to keep you in a more concentrated range of motion. Yay, optional 20 seconds of rest. Last move, last round through. Go ahead, press those arms up to the sky. Send your legs up to the sky. Are you ready? Lift your shoulders off the mat. If you want that big challenge, 3, 2, 1. Is your low back still pressed down to the floor, or do you need to make a modification so that you're still really working your core? with good form, without your chin just stretching up towards the ceiling. If your shoulders are lifted off the mat, you're looking towards your shins, your knees, your thighs, because there's a C curve in your spine, not chin stretched up. Ugh. All right, optional 20 seconds to rest, or you can keep going. I'm going to go ahead and not keep going. Let's put the Dyna bars down as you're ready, whether you're on your box or on the floor. Let's go ahead and flip over. And you're either moving with me or you're making your way right now to tabletop. And let's enjoy some cat cows. Rounding and flexing the spine, shaking a bit through the hips. Awesome. From kneeling, let's go ahead and bring one foot forward. Press your back knee down to the floor. Get a big stretch into that backside hip. One more really big slow breath right here. Still just pushing that back knee down. And then let's switch. Opposite knee comes to the floor. Opposite foot comes forward. Press that back knee down. Squeeze your glutes. Little drive of the hip forward. Little pressure of the knee down towards the floor. So much stretch happening in the lower body. Keep slowing your breath down, making your exhale longer than your inhale. It's going to bring your heart rate down as well. Let's get some big stretches into our hamstrings because we work those today too. So step your feet together. Big inhale up to the sky, draw your belly in. Exhale, rain or swan dive down to the floor. Inhale into a half lift. So hands can come to your shins or thighs. Find length in your spine and bend your knees. Belly comes to your thighs. Chest comes to your thighs. Eyes relax towards the gaze of the floor, your shins. And as you're ready, bring some weight into your toes. You can still be externally rotating from the hips right now. Get even more of a stretch into your glutes. Take a moment here, shake your head. Yes, if your hands don't touch the floor, that's okay. You can wrap them around your legs or grab your opposite elbow. Shake your head no. Slowly, gently, weight in your heels, roll yourself up. Another stretch into those hamstrings. Left foot back, kick your right heel forward, take a little bend in your left knee. Stretch your fingers down towards the floor. You can trace along your legs, reach forward. Inhale, lift yourself up and drive your hips up. Exhale, hands come down. Start to bend that left knee, drive your hips back, stretch your fingers down, flex your toes to your face. Inhale, lift yourself up. One more time. Fingers come down, paint your thigh, stretch your glutes back. Exhale, reach forward. Inhale, lift up and step your right foot in. Step your left foot forward. Toes flex towards your face. This time, hips drive back. Right knee bends. Fingers trace down your thighs. Exhale, reach forward and inhale up. Two more times. Fingers come down your thighs. We're getting a nice little mobility movement, just like whatever in our upper body also. Hopefully that's helping that to feel a little bit better after all of today's moves. Inhale, reach up, step your feet together, reach, squeeze the glutes, hips forward. Exhale, arms come down, interlace your fingers behind your back, stretch your knuckles down to the floor. Stretch your chest. Can you squeeze your hands, palms a little bit tighter? Can you bring your hands away from your glutes? Keep breathing. Make sure you're not stretching so deep that your breath is limited. Find a place where your breath is full, and that's how we're going to increase flexibility. Release your hands, interlace them in front of you. Woo! Push those palms forward. Chin comes towards your chest. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Separate your hands and just find any stretch that feels good for you. Bring your arms back down to your side. Let's decompress your shoulders one more time. So all 5 fingers touching each other, down towards the floor, shoulders roll down and back. Lift up your chest in your proud power pose. One more big inhale. Exhale and let it go. Great, we did it, y'all. One more workout in the books. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you're so proud of yourself. I hope that you feel worked. I hope you feel a little bit tired later. Some great stretches might also be having your arms against the wall, finding a little bit of rotation if you really find that your shoulders are extra tired. Ooh, nice length in your spine, maybe with the floor. I mean, getting your arms straight and towards the wall, like puppy pose can also be a great stretch into your back. Or join me tomorrow. Let's do some yin and we'll start the weekend feeling our best. Have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll see you soon.